Welcome. Today, we're going to do something a little different. We're going to take one single everyday word and see how it can unpack a huge story about language, communication, and a really cool kind of forgotten idea for a global language.
I mean, seriously, think about it for a sec. We use thousands of words every single day and we don't even think twice. But what happens if we just pause and put one of them under a microscope? What kind of secrets could it be hiding?
And the word we've picked for this little experiment is reason. Seems pretty simple, right? We all know what it means, but as you're about to find out, its simplicity is exactly what makes it so incredibly powerful. Okay, first things first, before we can get to the big, mind-bending ideas, we have to understand our specimen. What exactly is the word reason? What jobs does it do in the English language? Let's break it down. So, most of the time, you'll see reason used as a noun. It points to a cause or an explanation for something. Like the low price was the main reason for buying it. Simple enough, it's the why behind what happened. But hold on, reason has another trick up its sleeve as a noun, and this is where it gets way more interesting and abstract. It can also describe that uniquely human ability for logical thought. Think about when someone says, it's important to use reason to decide, not emotion. That's not just a cause anymore. That's an entire mental process.
And it's not done. Reason can also be an action. As a verb, to reason with something means you're actively doing that careful, logical thinking. It's the how we work through a problem.
And look at this. As a verb, it's a total chameleon. It changes to fit whatever you need. Reasoning, reasoned. This adaptability is a huge clue to why it's so useful.
So, here's the deal. This one little word is doing double duty. It's a thing, a cause, and it's a process, the act of thinking. That versatility, that is a massive clue about why it's so important.
Okay, so reason is a useful word. We get it, but there's this little secret hiding in plain sight in its dictionary entry. It's a small note that takes it from just being useful to being fundamentally essential. It's so easy to miss, just a little tag you'd probably scroll right past. But this tiny piece of information is the key that unlocks this whole story. Are you ready for it? There it is. Reason is on the Basic English 850 list. Now, I know what you're thinking. That might not sound like a big deal, but it's like a membership card to a very, very exclusive club. And it makes you wonder, what on earth is Basic English? And just like that, this one little note totally blows our story wide open. It's time to zoom out from our single word and look at the massive project that it's a part of. The entire key to understanding Basic English is this one number, 850. That's it. That's the whole vocabulary you need to learn. But what is it for? So Basic English is this incredible idea. It's a simplified version of English, but it's intentionally shrunk down to just 850 essential words. The goal was massive, to create an easy-to-learn second language that anyone, anywhere in the world, could use for clear, direct communication about things like business, science, and trade. I mean, the contrast here is just staggering. On one side, you have everyday English with hundreds of thousands of words, full of all this nuance and complexity. And on the other side, you have Basic English, which strips all of that away down to a core of 850 words, each one picked for maximum utility. Okay, so let's bring it all back together. We've got our word, reason, and we have this Basic English 850 list. So why did reason make the cut when so many other words didn't? Well, the answer is that reason is basically the Swiss Army knife of words. It covers the super fundamental idea of cause and effect. It describes the essential human process of thinking logically. And because it's both a noun and a verb, it's incredibly efficient. You get the most bang for your buck, communicatively speaking, from this one word. And that is the absolute genius behind Basic English. It's not about making language less smart. It's about finding the strongest, most essential building blocks, words just like reason, to build a foundation for clear, universal understanding. So, we've gone from one tiny word all the way to a global communication system. But what's the big takeaway here? Why does the story of reason actually matter to us today? Well, it shows us the incredible power that's packed into our most basic vocabulary. The real core of a language isn't the fancy, complicated words. It's the hard-working, versatile words like reason that do all the heavy lifting of expressing complex ideas. And this quote just ties it all up with a perfect bow, doesn't it? It uses our word reason to perfectly explain the whole system's purpose. The reason for basic English is to build a bridge between people, using a shared set of simple, powerful tools. And that leads us with one final thought. If your entire language toolkit was stripped down to just those 850 essential parts, what would you prioritize? What ideas are so fundamental that they absolutely have to be communicated? What would be your most important reason? Think about it. Thanks for tuning in.